If last week we were, like 50%, I feel like we're at about 80, 85?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm higher than that. I'm
90?
I'm
93.
90.
I heard some, like, there's a lot of blowing of noses and coughing and screeching, so.
Considering how I felt, yeah, I'd say 93 is fair. Maybe even 95.
That's good. That's an A.
Yeah.
We're back. We're back. And you guys are back.
Yeah.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know.
Yep.
We try to, look at that. That's within the first minute.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, really? You guys are watching. People are watching.
They're
watching.
They're going up. And you got to catch it within the average view time. So if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video.
Share it. Honestly, sharing it is the biggest help.
Yeah.
But give it a like. Share your hot takes and your feedback and yada yada. But you guys are watching. We see the views going up.
I know, it's great.
This little show one day is going to be too big to fit in people's pockets. Just saying.
Get on board now.
Get on board now because we shout people out all the time.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. We shout you out.
Yep. You can tell your friends all about it.
Amen. How was your weekend since we last met?
It was good. Everyone got healthy, which was nice.
Very good. Just in time.
Yeah, just in time. Ella is currently going through an 18-month regression for sleep, I believe. So that's been fun. Yeah.
What a time.
Yep. So we're working on that.
That's good. Well, you got healthy just in time for the crawl. And
right.
There's like some stuff after it, I think. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I mean,
take it or leave it.
The crawl and then everything else. I felt like it's been a while, and I was also like excited to get back into this because I think last week was so bad as far as how we felt.
You were pretty bad. No, oh yeah, I mean too.
I felt terrible. I sounded terrible.
I feel like we rallied pretty well though. Listening back.
Yes, I canceled all my plans last Wednesday to make sure I was like at least a little bit better for this. But
we were on point. Some of us had really good hot takes. Some of us had some weird picks. But let's just say it might have been the sickness.
We'll get into it. I love how I tee it up for how a team's gonna lose. And then immediately pick that team anyway, just because. So anyway, let's start off because last week we tried the athletic Mexican style copper.
Yep.
And we picked up some new ones that we're going to have next week. But Mo said, why don't we just try this again so we can actually taste it? Because I ended up completely losing my sense of taste and smell. So maybe it was an old school Rona. I don't know.
Oh, could have been. Could have been.
Because I couldn't smell anything, couldn't taste at some point, which is the worst because when I get sick, I want the most awful food. It's the only thing that gets me by.
Me too. 100%. Cheers.
And when you can't taste it, you're like, well, it feels good in my mouth. Clip that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like it. I like the copper.
Yeah.
I see what they're going for too with the Atletica.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Warm, this wasn't good.
Yep.
But now that the aftertaste, last week I didn't get the aftertaste that I got the first time because I couldn't fucking taste anything.
Yeah.
But I like this.
I could not detect that hint of copper last week. Like I do remember saying I like the mouth feel because it does feel pretty smooth.
It feels good in my mouth.
Yeah, but I can definitely, I like that.
All right. Well, they actually had this one again at the one near me, so maybe this will be like a regular.
I do have to go to the liquor store near us for stock up for the holidays, so I will see what they have.
Yeah.
I've been looking for the Derek White ale, but I can't find it, and the website doesn't show.
I did ask, so I saw the Bing Crosby one that we had last year from Narragansett. When I bought the other one that we'll try next week or the week after, I asked them if they had gotten the Derek White. They said no. So I haven't made my way to Nicky's. Nicky's is usually, they're good with that stuff, so I'll check
And you
them
went
out.
to Haxton's? They didn't get it.
No, this one was the one near me.
Okay.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
Haxton's or Nicky's would be the two, I think.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'll keep an eye out for something.
Or Gasparo's in Attleboro.
Oh,
that's a
maybe I can
bigger
check
one.
there. Yeah, I'm pretty close to that. I can check that out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Beer of the week.
Yes.
Let's get into last week. We were watching the Rams and the Niners, and it ended up being a complete stinker. You picked the Rams, I picked the Niners. I felt like I should have picked the Rams and didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I picked the Niners.
I don't know why I picked the Rams, honestly.
Yeah, it was a stink fest,
It was
really.
so bad, especially from the game the week before.
I know. I really don't have much to say. I know Garendo is out, so any of you fantasy people who are still alive in the playoffs, Garendo is out.
Officially this time around.
Yes, they said he's most likely not going to be available for Sunday. Who else was out? Jessica had somebody out too. Kamara, maybe.
He is out this week.
Yeah, so
he's doubtful currently at this moment in time.
We'll try to get you guys updates while you're still in the playoffs if you're listening through the fantasy take. If we think of players that are out, but I know Garendo is out, and so is Kamara. Mm. But that was really all I had from this game. To me, it was a stinker.
It was a super stinker. If people remember, I played Cheese in fantasy last week. We'll get to it in fantasy quarter. I had Cup. He had Nakua. Cup literally had a donut.
Yep.
Literally 0 for 0. So I sent Cheese a lot of Instagram reels about it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It was only the second time I think in his entire career he's done that.
Really?
So, yeah.
Jeez. So let me just pull this up real quick because now the Rams are on a bit of a roll. And the way that the West looks right now, they do have the lead. Mm-hmm. So they're tied with the Seahawks. Seahawks, obviously, now they're dealing with Geno with an ankle. I think it's an ankle injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his status is going to be. But right now, as of right now, the Rams have the division, which means Seattle is right on Washington's coattails for that 7 seed. So it's getting interesting here. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else in this game before I move to something?
No, it's just funny that they went from scoring 48 points to 12. It's the NFL, baby. Thursday Night Football.
Absolutely.
And I think
gotta love it.
Going forward, Thursday Night Football games are flexed. So I think this one was flexed in. So yeah. Or they flexed them all already. I don't know. I just read an article that someone bought like Christmas or a birthday present for their wife and the game got flexed. But I will say you gotta going in. It's TBD. It even says it on the thing. If you look at it, because you guys got flexed, we got flexed into a Saturday game. This game got flexed. So it happens these last few games of the season.
If you look at week 18, there is a chunk of games that is
TBD. Yeah,
it's not just one or two. It's like a chunk that you don't know when they're playing
because they want to see who's going to be like the winner take all games.
Right.
So yeah, yep.
All right, moving into Sunday, the Chiefs over the Browns, 21-7. It was one of their rare 2-score games. I think there's only been that might be the third one of the year.
Yep. Oh yes. I watched this game. I multi-viewed this game with another. I can't remember which one. When it pops up, I'll remember. But it's the same old Chiefs game's boring. I sent you a funny stat earlier that there's 4 or 5 teams who have yet to score 30 points in this season.
Yeah.
And 4 of the teams are combined 6-30, and then the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's
13-1.
Yeah, it's the Giants at 2-11, the Raiders at 2-11, the Jets at 3-10, Patriots at 3-10, and the Chiefs at 12-1. So when you want to give credit to someone, please give credit to that Chiefs defense, which is a note that I made too.
Yeah.
Big news out of this one was Mahomes got banged up. They said the x-rays are negative. I think that was also an ankle.
Yeah, they said it was a high ankle sprain, but I'm not buying it because the high ankle sprains are the bad ones.
Right.
Those are the ones that guys get surgery, the tightrope surgery.
Yeah.
So he had it last year too. Oh, he's got an ankle injury, and then
it looked pretty bad in the replay. It didn't look good, and I think Carson Wentz went in.
Yeah, it happened last year too. Oh, he's your backup. Happened last year too, and then he seemed fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be fine.
They said I think he's planning to play next week.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
But I think it's the Chiefs. If you look at the schedule, I think I heard the Chiefs have a weird 3 games in 10 days.
Well, they're playing on Christmas,
right? And then they're playing again.
Yeah,
because Christmas week is the Christmas games counting starting.
I was wondering
week
the
17?
same thing. I was wondering the same thing. I was going to text you that question, but I said we'll just answer it together.
Let's look at it
while it's talking. I believe it's next. It is because they're playing Saturday. The Chiefs this coming up Saturday.
Oh, that's so stupid.
So my guess is it's the week after.
It's got to be a week 17 start.
Yeah.
Just confirming. It is. Okay, so the week would start on Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's essentially a Sunday to Thursday game, just Saturday to Wednesday. I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
No. I don't plan on watching any of those NFL games on Netflix. It's not. I mean, I guess I will for the pod, the channel, but I don't really. I don't know.
What time are those games at? I was just looking at it.
I think like 1 to 4.
1 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I probably would catch the Chiefs Steelers. I think it's that 4:30 Ravens Texans that's gonna be.
It's probably gonna be more. It's gonna be like Thanksgiving probably, because
right.
I'll be able to watch that while stuff is getting prepped for dinner.
Right.
And then we're eating while the next one's going on. So yeah,
you're eating, you're talking, and I feel like that second game is going to be the one where I'm loosely paying attention.
Yeah, and I really don't really want to watch the Chiefs because they're boring. They are just boring. I saw something now on Amazon Prime. They have another Chiefs thing where it's about a super fan. You tell me. I don't remember this much stuff being on when the Patriots were that's good.
Yeah, it was overload.
Yeah,
but it's also it's different because through the lens of being somebody who's not a fan of the Patriots, but also living in the region.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's difficult because I might have a skewed view on the overload because I lived in the area where they are the home team.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I can't remember 30 for 30s and stuff, but I don't remember a Hallmark Christmas movie. I know we're in the age of streaming. I don't remember a super fan Amazon thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just the age of streaming and there's just so many more things available now. I don't know.
I'm not going to be a good judge on that because I'm going to look at it.
You need to be the good judge. But I am compromised.
But so am I the other way because I live here.
Yeah,
I would
true.
tell you, yes, it is overload for me,
Yeah.
but it's hard when I lived here.
Right.
It's always going to feel like overload because the majority of people around are Patriots fans.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when they're winning, it's just like, oh, shut up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if I lived, now that it's the Chiefs, there's not a lot of Chiefs fans around.
Right.
It's still annoying for me. So maybe it is annoying. I don't know. I think it was just annoying all around.
I don't think I've ever met a Chiefs fan.
That's a good one for our board.
Yeah.
Chiefs fan.
Yeah. A real life Chiefs fan. I had nothing. But I am reminded here that the Celtics play on Christmas Day at 5:00.
Correct. Sixers.
Yeah.
Just because his name's there, and normally I would bring this up talking about the Jets, but I really just want to point out before I forget. Did you hear about the Jets and the Jerry Jeudy thing?
Yeah, a lot of stuff about Woody Johnson coming out. Like a lot.
But specifically the Jeudy thing.
The Madden thing, right? Yeah.
Go tell it.
According to sources, the Jets had a chance to trade for Jerry Jeudy, and Woody Johnson did decline because he didn't like his Madden rating. And apparently his teenage boys are in his ear, and it'll help make him, again, all according to this report, or multiple reports, I don't know. I just saw snippets from The Athletic about it.
Yep.
That they're like in his ear helping make decisions. And the previous GM for the Jets said, I answer to an effing teenager or something like that.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
I know these are reports, but also the team being as bad as they are. Did you hear about the locker room incident too?
I don't think so.
With Rodgers getting the game ball and then the kid took it, and it was a whole report out of that. I was reading it earlier and it was very strange. They said it was so awkward because it was against the Texans. Mm-hmm. Rodgers got the game ball.
Yeah.
And then Woody Johnson was there. They made it seem like it was Woody Johnson, but then later in the thing, it sounded like it was his son. Like he was holding they took the ball that he was holding, and I don't know if they took it and gave it to somebody or just held it. And then there was a whole thing with the son with like a very vulgar
that I think I saw
thing.
Yeah. They have new GMs, new coaches is one constant. And it's the owner. And even when he went away for a couple of years, it was his brother. Yeah. So not much better.
Bad ownership, trust me, I would know.
It'll sink you. Yeah.
Bad ownership it trickles all the way down. And it's just so funny that as an owner of a team, first of all, as the owner of the team, you shouldn't be making the call on players.
Yeah.
That should be on the GM that you hired.
Right.
For the GM to deal with that with the coach and, the president, maybe if they're talking about the money situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk going on in Patriots land about this kind of stuff because of how awful this season has been and the decisions made to hire who, what, when, where, and do the Crafts have any say? And Pioli, who used to be in our GM, he said that Kraft never, ever, ever stepped on their toes and told them to do X, Y, Z for players. He never did. He said he would suggest stuff, but he would never be the final arbiter for that stuff, which is good.
That's how he should be.
And his son Jonathan, who's going to take over the team eventually, they caught him on like the broadcast saying like something to the effect of, "This play calling is awful."
Yeah, I saw that. That was last week, right?
Yeah, it was the Cardinals game.
Oh, the Cardinals game?
Yeah.
All right, so because I heard that. That was a couple weeks ago.
Maybe it could have happened then too, but yeah, it's not looking good. And Jonathan Kraft is it's a badly kept secret that he's not as well loved as
Correct
Bobby.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard as well. But I mean, good for Judy though, because ever since
I know he broke free from. I'll always dislike him because he was my keeper one year and he was injured and he was terrible, and then I'm mad at him. But hey, look at him, he's breaking free. But I'll be curious to see what happens next because our boy Winston got benched.
Winston got benched off of, God, how many picks did he throw in this game? I just put Jameis benched because it was like he threw a couple ugly ones. 3 picks, so 16 of 25, 146, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, got sacked 5 times, and now their new quarterback is Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, DNR, so it goes. Yeah, Winston's bad.
Yeah.
He's not good. He's a good backup, spot starts, but not for
a long period of time. No. And I just think that's just where he is. So. Yep. All right, moving on. The Cincinnati Bengals over the Tennessee Titans, 37-27.
This is the game I mentioned. My money pick for the last week was the Chargers, which blew up in my face because I didn't know Mike Evans was playing and he balled out. But I did sprinkle some cheddar on this game, and the Bengals covered because the Titans are awful. And they got I think they got a defensive touchdown, which helped that 27 there. But
William Levi Jeans IV got benched.
Another benching.
He threw a terrible interception in this game. I don't know what the Titans do. There's so many teams that need quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. I just don't know. They're projected only 2 in the first round. So what are you gonna do?
Oh, right.
Maybe Tennessee tries to make a move for Donald, or they make a bigger mistake and they try to get Kirk. So apparently Kirk has a fully guaranteed contract for next year, which is $27.5 million. Mm-hmm. And he has a roster bonus that kicks in March of $10 million. So he ain't staying. They're going to trade him.
Yeah.
So maybe he goes to Tennessee. He's got nobody out there.
Maybe they could probably get a... Yeah, maybe just maybe kick the can one more year. Give Will Levi... Because Will Levi Jeans has, one more year?
Is this his... This is his second.
No.
I thought it was his second. Malik was first.
Because he wasn't a rookie last year, Will Levi.
I thought he was.
Was he?
Malik.
Oh, maybe.
Did Malik get drafted
before?
Yeah.
You might be right then, yeah. So, give him one more year. Give him one more year. Try for next. That's my advice.
I just don't.
I don't see it either, but, what are you going to do?
I thought he was a rookie last year because he had that game where he balled out.
And people were like, oh. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I think it was. Yeah.
So he's got one more.
Yeah.
And then he goes into his contract.
Yep. Do it.
I think he'll be a backup in this league. I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, give him one more year.
Moving on to my game, the Washington somethings, 20-19 over the New Orleans Saints. What I will tell you about this game,
I can't believe it. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of bizarre.
That's yeah. I'll save that because then that's good banter. But we were up 17-0 in this game.
Yeah, I saw that. I blinked, and then I saw that.
Yeah,
and I was very confused.
Just
because Jaden was having a good game for me in fantasy.
Well, you're going for that jersey now. Everybody knows it now. It was 17-0. They just took their foot off the gas. A lot of sloppy play, which has been common for us. for the most part. We haven't played very, very well. Ertz had a big catch, and then he, on that same play, got a concussion.
Oh.
He practiced by himself today. I don't know what his status is going to be. We got some injuries piling up because now Ertz, Eckler, Noah Brown's out for the year.
Yeah.
Lattimore got his first start, and that whole side of the field was not targeted the whole game. It was like 53 snaps he played, not one target.
Wow.
So big, big change. Saints come back. Well, actually, first of all, we missed a field goal. We missed a 54-yarder, which I like the call that we went for because it would have pushed the game a little bit further out of reach. Missed it. What is going on with kickers? I feel like every week gets worse, not just for us, but across the league.
We had a miss, too. I think it was like a 45-yarder he missed.
It's so bad. We used to have kickers that were like...
I think they became so good that there is like an inevitable decline of even 1 percentage point, and it still seems like a lot. That's my guess. That is my guess, based off of literally nothing. But they did get, like you said, it became almost automatic. These dudes are nailing 60-yarders. But then also Justin Tucker's going down, which is...
He's going down. But I feel like just across the board, it's like missed extra points, missed field goals, and they don't even have to be far. They're like shanking them.
There was a shank this weekend I saw, too. Yeah.
Like more blocks,
Giants,
more shanks.
I definitely see more blocks, too.
Yeah.
Although I saw one where the guy leaped over the line, which you can still do if it's not the center. Mm-hmm. But I definitely saw the guy push the center down, which you're not supposed to do.
Right.
So it might have just been the refs missing the call. So I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's also we had at this point we had like our third string kicker because Gonzalez had a foot injury. Siebert's out on IR. We've had like 5 kickers this year. We just can't seem to get it right. So after we missed that, Saints go down the field. And on a 4th and 3, they get a big conversion for a first down. The clock is running. And then for some reason, at 9 seconds, I think I counted 4 Mississippi, but it was probably between 3 and 4 seconds. The clock just stopped.
It just stopped based off of nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So the clock stops. They get up to the line, spike it with like 3 seconds, 4 seconds left. They score the touchdown. They go for 2. Right call. The right call.
Yeah.
And the way that my day was going on Sunday, I was sitting there and I was just like, I wasn't upset at that point. I was just like, I think it's going to end this way because it has to. This is just the way my day is going.
Good or bad? Good or bad?
No, bad.
Very bad.
It just was not going well all day. All day was not going well. And I'm like, this is just inevitable.
Yeah.
And my cousin said, you're potentially going to get beat by your own rule here. I go, I know, but it's the right call.
I already did, and I felt great about it. It was the right call.
It's the right call.
Yeah.
It's the right call. You're at the 2, and obviously, thank God, it was,
I didn't see the actual 2-point conversion.
It looked similar to how they scored the touchdown, and it looked like it maybe was deflected or just thrown too high. So but again, you had us on the ropes. We missed a field goal. You go down the field.
Yeah, and also you're not going anywhere. You're 5-8.
Right. You're at the 2. Go for it. I don't care. If that was us, I would still go for it. But I don't think DQ would do that.
I did the replay I saw of the clock stoppage, which makes no sense. I saw it on the Instagrams, and the amount of people who commented who do not know the rules of the National Football League is concerning, to say the least.
What are they saying?
They all said the clock has to stop for a first down so the chain gang can move the chains.
Absolutely not.
No, that's college football for babies.
I didn't even know that.
That's a college. Yeah, in college the clock stops and you get a first down.
Sure,
but not in the NFL. And I'm saying it was like it was concerning. It was 10 comments with people like agreeing with them, and then some people saying no. Like, it's ridiculous. I always thought the clock operator was a home guy, like whoever the home team is handles the clock. So I figured it was like some home cooking.
It sounded like
they said it was like just an NFL clock dude.
Yeah, and because in that thing I sent you about Hockley, what he said was it was somebody monitoring official or something.
Now it is, and now that like gambling's always been a thing, there's always been spreads, but now that the NFL is so in bed with this stuff, it is weird. It is weird because if there was a 7.5 point spread, So if they scored that touchdown and got the 2-point conversion, that would a lot of money would have changed hands. A lot, because it would have went from the to the Redskins covering to the Saints covering.
Right.
A lot of people would have been pissed.
Right.
So it's weird when one dude can.
Well, what was the spread? It was 7.5.
7.5, yeah.
And the score was 20-13. So I don't think it mattered.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Wait, no, hold on.
It was 20 to.
No. So a lot of money did change hands.
Well,
I'm saying this wrong because the you guys were up by. What was it,
27? But I think it was 7.5. I think the spread was 7.5 on this
Okay, that
game.
makes you feel better then.
But to your point,
Yeah.
it could look suspect because really, even in this, it's not a reviewable call.
Yeah.
The NFL, I still haven't heard anything as to fucking why.
You know, it's so weird because that's not a reviewable call. They can't go back and screw the Saints and give like a 10-second runoff. But they had no problem doing it to the Lions a couple of years ago. Because you remember there was a blown call and they had to review it, but the Lions didn't have any timeouts. So all of a sudden it was a 10-second runoff and the Lions lost.
Right.
They could do that, no problem. But this, oh no, we can't do it. We can't correct our horrible, horrible wrong.
And they asked Dan Quinn in the post game, and he said, "I'm going to take the high road." He kind of laughed it off, which you can do when you win the game. But on the flip side, and I know what people would have done if they converted that 2-point conversion. Everybody would have been like, "Oh, they got screwed." The refs didn't blow a 17-point lead. I just think it's an unfortunate thing. But this is why you don't leave it in the hands of the refs. It's because they will, if they have the opportunity to screw you, they will, whether they're doing it intentionally or not. They will.
Yeah. Now, I am curious if other books had a different spread because it's typically, excuse me, like the FanDuel betting sports book might be different from the Rhode Island sports book. The spreads might be different by a half a point.
Yeah, sure.
Point. So it's just not good. It's not good all the way around. And you're supposed to be the best refs. How do you mess that up? It's so simple. You don't have to even do anything. Just let the clock run. And then just stop it when it spikes. It's so easy.
It's weird because it wasn't like they caught the ball and went down at 9 seconds. They caught the ball, went down, and the clock was running.
And then it stopped.
And then it stopped. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a bang, bang, oh, okay, they stopped it by accident.
It twitched or something.
No, it was like 12, 11, 10, 9.
You thought about it. You had to think about it.
You thought about it. Premeditated.
Yeah, don't like it. Love the call, though, the 2-point conversion call.
Absolutely. But then it goes back to what I hate about the professional leagues is you can't make a comment because then you'll get fined.
I know. The refs being as protected as they are in all sports.
It's bullshit.
It makes no sense to me.
Especially when you've had plenty of examples, but they had the Tim Donaghy thing in basketball.
Yeah. Now, I will say, as someone who has reffed flag football, it is a thankless job. It really is.
Right.
Especially that that was obviously flag football. It's fun, but it's, you're volunteering just so people can have fun, and people still scream at you and yell at you. Are just assholes.
Yeah, right.
So I get it. And those people, that's just flag football people. It's not that hard, but when these guys are in the NFL and they move 1,000,000 miles an hour, but this one, there's no excuse. You're pressing a button.
Right.
I imagine.
I don't get it.
But they should, if you're in a ref, you should be able to speak to it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And they do pool reports, but they don't talk to the media. I don't think, except for the main ref, who's just like, that's all I can say.
Yeah, Hockey Lee had nothing to say. It's just if you criticize the officiating with like a legitimate gripe, you get fined for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you have to live and die by our rules, and you can't say anything by it. It's like, what?
Yeah. And as soon as, and it's bad too when you recognize referees. Hockey Lee's a little bit different because his dad.
Right.
But in our game, the first time the dude went up, I was like, oh crap, it's this crew. Like, we're screwed.
Yeah.
It's going to be a flag city. And it's not even just us being screwed, it's just going to be a flag city ref show.
Right.
Both sides.
And that's how this one was too. There were a lot of penalties in this game. At least it felt
every time I look up here, there's a flag too. Like literally the last 2 or 3 times I looked up, there's a flag.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't love it. I know some of the fans, they would have immediately.
Oh, of course.
They would have immediately jumped to it. And
of course.
But
people are, and I have a little bit when I get to our game, but people.
But you have to look at it like, what can you control here? Like, obviously the refs are not, they could have screwed us in this scenario. However, even at 9 seconds with the 3 to 4 second runoff, they still had enough time to get the next playoff.
Yeah, there was no guarantee the clock would hit 0.
Right.
So,
It wouldn't have.
yeah.
But by the time he
there
spiked the
probably
ball,
would have been a second left.
at least a second.
Yeah.
And even still, again, you missed a field goal. You had a 17-point lead, which we were joking about when we said on Sunday, it's not your father's 17-point lead.
Any team can come back, even a team playing their third string quarterback, whatever that guy's name was.
Hayner. With those pictures. Washington is 9-5 for the first time since 1992, the year after the Super Bowl.
Which is awesome.
We have not been 9-5. That's a good record, but it's not 14-1.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
like right now the Chiefs are one loss. I'm like, whatever. It's that kind of year.
We have not been 9-5 in 32 years. I will take that. One note that I had to put down here is Washington is 8-1 versus losing teams. So part of the knock on us right now is we haven't beat good teams, and we're struggling against some of the shittier teams. But at the same time, this is year 1. I will take this.
Yeah, this would be a good benchmark against the Eagles. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly, you're right. It's year 1. Look at our year 1.
Right.
So good benchmark. You guys are currently 84% chance to make the playoffs. 94% if you beat the Eagles. 77% even if you lose. So you're still in a good spot. And in my opinion, they should have beat the Broncos. So you can only beat who's in front of you, but that's what you're supposed to do. Beat the bad teams.
Right.
But yeah, it's a positive no matter what. I mean, 9 wins.
We had 4 last year. We have more than double our wins. And granted, it's looking a little sloppy, but we've only had one off season. From last year, we hired a GM, we had a coach, we had all new staff, we had one draft, we had one free agency, and we more than doubled our output from last year. I will take this.
And you found the quarterback.
And you found your quarterback.
Is number 1.
As you know.
Yep.
That is the number 1 thing.
And just being in the playoff race this late in the year is just awesome. It's great. Patriots fans are getting bummed out because it's like, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but it's like a lost season, yada, yada, yada. It's been 2 bad seasons right now because even if you think about it, 3 years ago, we were in the playoff race until the last week of the season. If we won our last game of the season, we would have went to the playoffs. So that game was essentially a playoff game.
Right.
So at least you can say
you were competitive football in December.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. That's the minimum. The least you can ask for
is meaningful football in December.
Yeah, because right now I'm out. We out.
Right.
So
Washington fans, because my father will see it on Bleacher because I use Bleacher on the website, but if you use the app, you'll see comments from people and shit, and he's like, these people are like so fucking ungrateful. Some of them, because it looks, the standard has been raised based on certain things, but at the same time, it's like, bro.
Yep.
We're 9-5. We're in a playoff race. Mm-hmm. Last time we were in the playoffs was 2020. We were 7-9. We're 9-5. Like, let's be a little bit more optimistic here.
I gotta tell you, I've been off the Reddits for a while. There was one specific subreddit I wanted to check out. So I got the app again, and then I must remember my login because it defaulted to the Patriots subreddit.
Yeah.
And I swear I deleted it immediately after. I can't with these people. Step outside, touch some grass. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say. If you're so, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to be engrossed, but at the end of the day, relax.
It's like you get to a certain point, and I watch every week, every year, forever, right? You get to a certain point in your life where it's not as impactful of your life, you know?
Yeah.
Like when we lost to the Lakers in Game 7, that ruined me.
That was bad. That was bad. I won't lie. That was bad. But I was like, what else? What else is going on? We were dumb. We're like dumb 20-year-old kids. Like,
what were we at that age?
It was 2010 or 22.
22 years old.
Yeah.
It meant so much.
Yeah.
And
then you start. Yeah.
It's the same thing, like the Patriots' undefeated season. Like, if that happened now, you'd be like, wow, that sucks. So anyway.
I one of the things, it's funny, we talked about it earlier, but flag football, and I reffed. The thing I used to always say to people, I'm like, dude, we all got to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
So it's just chill.
Right.
Just chill.
Right.
And relax.
My grandfather used to say it, especially about professional sports. They don't pay my fucking bills. So just like that, they don't pay my fucking bills. And it's a fun thing to get into. Like, sports is fun to get into, but at the same time, if you're around somebody that throws hissy fits and slams shit and like, bro,
not about that life.
That's too.
Even back then, I wasn't about that life.
No, that's too emotional. I used to get mad, but the Celtics losses.
That one was rough.
That one was bad.
That was rough, and that was rough for reasons of like the free throw disparity, which that could be a whole its own episode.
Perk getting hurt.
Yeah,
and then,
that was rough. But then they lost to the Golden State a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, that stinks.
Yeah, right. It was like
I'm gonna wake up with my child at 5 o'clock in the morning. I better freaking rally.
Right. This isn't like for Red Sox fans 2003 and for Yankees fans 2004. You're in a different era of your life. I would hope that you matured somewhat to the point where it can ruin your day, it can ruin your night, but the next day you got to get over it.
Yeah. Same with the Game 7 against the Heat. Maybe it helped too because you could tell the Celtics were on the rise. But that Game 7 against the Heat was rough because Tatum got hurt literally 30 seconds into it, and you just knew it right away.
Well, we had plenty of examples of blowing 3-2 leads too.
Oh my God, the Celtics in their history, fun little fact, had never in their history blown a series when being up 3-2, and then under Doc Rivers, they did it 3 times. 3 times. 2009 against the Magic, 2010 against the Lakers, and then 11 or 12 against the Heat.
Yeah.
Fucking man. Also back in that time frame when I was definitely more susceptible to anger. That was frustrating. If you go back and look at my Facebook memories around the NBA playoffs, they're wild. They're wild. So I don't know. Maybe I would have been that guy on Reddit calling Gerard Mayo an idiot. Just get the clown out of here.
It's it's one thing that it's a banter in person or just start a podcast. But when you're typing shit behind some alias,
you're anonymous.
Yeah,
and it's like, why are you insulting the dude? Like, come on. That's just they just go nuts, and you see some people push back on it a little bit. It's like, chill.
Yeah, right.
Chill. Just chill.
At least if you're going to say it, like, you're going to hate Patrick Mahomes, at least you show your face.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Patrick, you can find me anytime. I mean, I'll probably shake your hand. Like, whatever. It's cool. We're cool.
No, I was just joking, bro.
I'm just messing around, man. I'm just messing around. We're all friends. We're all friends. But the people who run down Robert Kraft, it's just because of Bill and Brady for 20, blah, 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 blah. He had nothing to do with it. It's like, dude, the team was going to move to St. Louis if he didn't buy them. So, first of all, thank him for that. I mean, I'm sure eventually Boston would have got another NFL team. That's inevitable.
Right.
But it almost happened. He saved the team from leaving. He built the palace that is Gillette and Patriot Place. And now you're mad at him because we've had 2 years of early playoff eliminations.
Well, that's
relax.
A couple of things here. Washington moved originally to D.C. because of the lack of fan support and attendance here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you see how it changed over time.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, when he bought the team, I think it's pretty safe to say the Patriots were 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
And the Revs didn't exist yet, so they were last.
Right.
100% because the Celtics were coming off the 80s.
Yeah.
It's always been a hockey town, and the Red Sox were always the lovable losers until 2004. So he took them from 4 out of 4 to probably 1 out of 4.
Right.
And the NFL grew with it. And now, like I said, we just went to Gillette and Patriot Place. That place is.
I think every stadium should
replicate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience going there,
and you can go there any time of the year.
But the other thing, what you said is, it's like the trickle down effect because as soon as Brady left, people were immediately like,
"Oh, it's Belichick."
Oh yeah, Belichick. Oh, see, Brady was because Brady went somewhere else and won. It was like, oh, Belichick's not that good.
Yep.
And then now Belichick's gone.
Yep.
And now it's see Kraft.
Yeah.
You needed all the pieces of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody necessarily carried one more than the other because we're not in the locker room. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But to have that much success over that period of time, you needed at least all 3 of them.
Yeah. And we talked about it during the offseason, the report cards that came out, that's like a new thing with the NFLPA, and the Patriots ranked pretty low with certain things. And one of the things was the weight room was bad and this and some other equipment was bad, and they're building more on Patriot Place for like a whole new expansion.
Yeah,
and they post it on Instagram.
Right,
and all the comments are just how terrible they are, and Kraft should sell the team. And this, he's trying to do things. Now, I do think he is a billionaire who has been at the top of the mountain for 20 plus years, and I do think eventually you become susceptible to just like you think your shit don't stink, and you definitely have all the right answers about everything.
Sure,
and like the Gerard Mayo hire, the guy who had no experience head coaching.
Sure.
He said he went with his gut because he didn't go with his gut against Belichick. Probably not the best idea in the world, let's be honest. I mean, maybe it'll turn out great. But I do think you start becoming insulated. Because back in 94, he was a rich man, but he wasn't what he is today.
Yeah, right.
He was still, he had season tickets up until that point. But then, after 20 plus years of being in that environment, it changed a person. It would change me. So you make different decisions in 2024 than you were making in 94. Like you just said, when we were 22 years old, we were different people than we are now.
Right.
I'm sure Rob Kraft is different as well.
But also this is not all of them, but the Patriots fans that are crying like this after having, I would say 2 really bad seasons in a row. Right.
That's fair. 2 top 5 picks probably. After not picking in the top 10 since Gerard Mayo in 2008.
2 bad seasons in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like first world problems here.
Yeah.
But you have an entire generation that doesn't know what it was like before. Like your father's Patriots are vastly different,
Yes.
So for those people, they're like, holy shit, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, you're not good right now, but like, you have to learn to lose.
Oh, yeah.
You've had 2 bad seasons. And honestly, the season's not done yet. Granted, it's over and it's gone. But like, people were complaining a few weeks back, and it's like you went through a season and a half of drudgery. Oh, boo fucking who.
Yeah. I think, and that Gerard Mayo top 10 pick was a traded pick. So before that, it was Seymour, I'm pretty sure, in 2000. It was the last top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Before.
Remember we looked that up last year.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, you're right. Some people have to get used to losing. I faintly remember the 90s Patriots, but one of my first football memories is them being in the Super Bowl. Because even those 90s teams, like as soon as Kraft bought them, they were a wild card team. They went to the Super Bowl, which is a success in my opinion. He didn't hire Parcells, but he still, and I know Parcells left, that's a whole thing. Right. But it still happened. I'm sorry, it happened. There was
literally a 5-year span between the Green Bay Super Bowl and the Rams.
Yeah.
So it's like, we didn't really see the shit, but it's like, you have to take a step back, right? For you people that should be a little bit older and maybe more mature, right? You're not 22. Right. Unless you are 22. Look at it for what it is. This is your second really bad season.
Yep. You know, a team I do remember is those mid-aughts Boston Celtics teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are some lean years. Oof. If anyone knew, if I really need to learn how to lose, that was the time.
Yeah. What was it? 18 in a row the year before?
17 or 18.
It was
we're
rough.
Like, and that, we're like, this is the game. And they lost by like 40. Those are some rough years. And the Celtics, and I will die on the hill that they have had it rougher than a lot of teams with bad luck. And people will say that. See people say it's silly, but like someone said when I was talking about the finals last year, I'm like, oh god, I really need to win. I need to win. Someone's like, oh, they've won 17. I'm like, dude, they've won 1 since I was alive. Like, I wasn't even around. If you're the Redskins, like whatever, that's great. That's great.
Well,
but, I wasn't
the last
here.
one was 86. We weren't even born yet. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they've been in it, but they haven't won. They won 1.
After that, Reggie Lewis died. Len Bias died. The KG injury. We didn't get the number 1 pick when we could have got it and got Tim Duncan. So many. You mentioned earlier, Perk. So many things just went. Gordon Hayward. Literally 30 seconds into the season. I have a list somewhere. I think I wrote it down in blood. It was really bad. It was really bad. It was like it's a combination of just like awful. And one dude died, then a freaking another guy. What the hell?
I know that's awful.
That's wild. It's wild.
The 90s were not. 90s and the early 2000s were not kind. Although the best thing we ever did was get Paul Pierce.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that was a fun Eastern Conference Finals run in 2003, or I think it was.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, but then eventually he was like, you gotta get me some talent, or I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But hey, that was fun.
Yeah. Listen, I don't count 91, January 26, 1992, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, beating the fucking Bills. I was 2.5 years old.
Right. Yep.
They don't count. Like, was I alive? Yeah.
Yeah.
But was I? When are you actually alive?
Well, it's funny because Braden is like starting to come online.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's noticing things and he's hearing his thoughts and he's like mentioning it. And it's weird because you never really think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like, what is my brain telling me? I'm like, you're just thinking, buddy. You're just like, your thoughts. He's like, oh. He's like, why do I hear my voice? I'm like, it's your voice. You're thinking.
Yeah.
But he's coming online. He's like, right.
Yeah.
That's like that age 4 to 5 where things start coming together.
Right.
It's just like the funniest
He's like
conversation.
questioning what is life right now.
Like, what is existence? Yeah. Well, who am I? Why am I feeling? Or he's like, yeah, why do I want to cry? Like, because you're upset, buddy. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Oh, you sweet boy.
Oh, my God. Stay like that forever.
I know, right? What does that happen? Just for the rest of your life.
Oh, my God. Anyway, that was a good little.
It was good.
Impromptu tangent. I didn't hate it.
And I loved it.
Let's do a 3-hour podcast.
And it branches into more than just the NFL because I don't know. Yeah, maybe people only care about the Patriots. I don't know.
Well, it's fandom goes deep, and
that's a whole thing,
right?
Yeah.
What is fandom? Why are we fans of teams?
I know.
How does this happen?
You're just born. Just because I'm born here.
But it is funny though when you think about that, because when people ask me like, "Why are you a Redskins fan?" and I tell them my father was a Redskins fan. Oh, did you live in DC? No. But it's like at one point in my life when I was a certain age, like I wasn't a fan of football.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of anything.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's like it's weird.
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan because of my father. I remember watching the 96 World Series with him. I was 8, but I distinctly remember it.
Right.
And that's why I was a
But
fan.
you could have went any which way, like me. I could have went any which way. It just so happened that my father was a Redskins fan. Mm-hmm. But he couldn't, maybe he wasn't. If he was another fan, I would just live and die by another team.
Yeah, I mean,
some of the luck of the draw.
Some of the funny stuff I read is people are like, I just can't believe my dad made me a Jets fan. Stuff like that. It's like, it's awful. It's awful, but you usually take after your parents in that regard. Excuse me. Yeah. It's going to be interesting with Braden because Jess is a Red Sox fan. I'm a Yankees fan. And she's already bought him Red Sox stuff, and I just don't care enough about baseball anymore. Now, again, 22 years old, probably would have felt differently.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it's just going to come down to who watches what more. And I watch them. She does not watch the Red Sox. Right. So he's just going to do osmosis. Or maybe he'll like both. I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird. But in this day and age, I'm just
going to tell you this. Even growing up, people would be, that's my second favorite team.
Oh, yeah, that's always weird.
I hate that. You got one team. That's it.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I now enjoy the Redskins, and so it's yourself and my father-in-law. So I root for their success, and Jessica does too. Because her entire life she grew up with her dad watching them.
Right.
They have a helmet in their basement.
But if they're playing New England, you're going for New England.
Yeah, sure.
But I also appreciate there seems to be a lot of fans that are happy for Washington actually being good. I feel like they always feel bad for me.
Yeah. I mean, there are people like, my second favorite team is the Chiefs. I do know one of those. That's weird. They have always said that even before the Mahomes years.
But
I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird. It's like
you could see like having a national league team. Like I used to enjoy watching the Braves because not even before knowing my grandfather was a Boston Braves fan, but because they were on TBS.
Yeah.
And Turner owned them. So back then I could only watch the Red Sox or the Braves.
Yeah, that's true.
So I watched the Braves.
Yeah, they were always on.
I remember Greg asked us that question about when we were playing 21. No, what were we playing? Cards. We were playing cards.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
who's your second baseball team? I was like, oh, yeah, the Braves, because I used to watch them on TBS, yeah. Channel 45.
That's true. I do remember when they were always on, but it's like sister wives. Just pick one team.
Yeah, it's one.
I could never imagine wearing like another.
It is funny because I used to really enjoy the 49ers, but again, as I've gotten older, I feel nothing. I feel nothing.
Right, but when you liked the 49ers at the time, you didn't like the Patriots. It was like...
I always watched them with the family.
Right, but you didn't have two favorite teams. All right, you liked them because of Steve Young.
Yeah,
and
I found
Jerry.
old pictures of myself wearing my Jerry Rice jersey. It was pretty sweet, I won't lie.
But
pretty sweet.
Then eventually, as that faded and you went into New England, but you didn't like both at the same time. You weren't a fan of both teams.
I just liked football, I guess.
Rob Lowe with the NFL.
Yeah. Well, I just watched with my dad for the Patriots. Yeah, I always cheered for their success and stuff, but I can kind of see what you mean. Yeah, but I also was a child, didn't have my own money, so I didn't buy my own stuff.
That's fair. Hand-me-downs. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes. Bulls.
I had the Bulls sweatshirt. That was my cousin, by the way. That was his.
I know. Does he know the story?
I don't know.
When I always rag on you about that Bulls sweater.
Yeah.
And I always make fun of you, and then.
Right.
I found a picture of myself on either the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus, and I was wearing my brother's hand-me-down Bulls sweater.
Oh, yeah. It was the Bulls, too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's like...
MJ.
Yeah, I mean, he loved MJ. I liked MJ, too. It's just...
I used to like the Orlando Magic. Penny Hardaway.
I like players.
Yes.
The only one... I've said this before. The only player of a team that I wasn't a fan of that I would wear their jersey was Allen Iverson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was it.
I used to have a Penny Hardaway jersey.
Sweet fucking jersey.
I had a black one. Which was fucking tight.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Break that shit up.
Oh, I wish.
I could wear the Iverson. I have it upstairs.
I used to have little pennies, the shoes.
Did you?
Yeah. It's a great shoes. Great shoe.
You should wear, what other non-Patriot jersey do you have besides fucking, who is it?
Chase?
You have Chase.
Chase. That's all I have. That's basketball. I have my Scal jersey still.
No, I'm saying not non-team that you enjoy. You're Jamar Chase.
Oh,
I could wear my Iverson jersey
football,
next time.
I have my Liverpool jersey for Mo Salah, but that's the only other one I have currently.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, as back in the day, I used to always root for the Patriots too, but if they played each other, I guess, I think when I was a kid, I was 49ers. I want them to do well. But they barely played each other back then. And it was all weird. Schedules were weird back then. I don't even have a memory of them playing each other in the past. I'm sure they did. I just don't remember.
Yeah, it was definitely odd.
I do remember a Patriots-Redskins game vividly before you and I met. Gus Frerotte was quarterback.
Yeah.
And Redskins won. I could probably find it. I looked it up. But we were on vacation somewhere, and we watched it from where we were.
Really?
Yeah, and I just vividly remember that Gus Frerotte game. It might have been 98, 99 or something. 97 maybe, yeah.
Probably 97-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Gus, dude. It's like everybody remembers him for the drill in his head and celebrating.
I don't think it was that. Maybe it was that game. Maybe that's why I remember.
Who did we play that game? Oh, who the fuck did we play that game? The Vikings? Or the Vikings, Giants, or Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the Cowboys. I want to say it was the Vikings. No, he played for the Vikings. I don't remember. I remember watching it. I think Giants, maybe?
I have no idea.
I feel like it was the game that we tied. It was the game that we tied. It was 7-7. I could be wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking it up?
No, I'm looking up the Gus Frerotte game.
That's what I'm asking you.
No, I'm looking up the Gus Frerotte.
Oh, the Patriots one.
Oh, this is when he played for the Dolphins. He beat us randomly, apparently.
Okay.
Hold on, I can look it up.
There was a game where it was a Monday night game. We tied with the Giants 7-7. I thought it was that game, but maybe it wasn't.
It looks like it was against the Giants. 90. Yeah, Giants versus Redskins, 1997, November 23rd, 1997. What
was the final score? Because I wonder if it was the tie. I thought it was.
See. Oh, boy. I can't find. Oh, come on. I don't care about Jimmy Garoppolo. What is this talking about? Oh, they're talking about guys getting hurt. Hold on. 11/23 97. Shit. Fuck. Not 95. 97.
Come on.
Sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Julian. 7-7.
Okay, so it was that game.
Wow, that's a good pull.
All right, so the other part about this game, it was a Monday night game, I believe. And I was at my father's house. I had a project due that I didn't do. We didn't even start. And I was fucking doing last minute. That game was on late because he taped it. I watched it the next day after school. And Michael Westbrook That's a throwback. Michael Westbrook, 82.
Wow.
He had a big play. I think it was we were driving. He had a big play, big catch. There was a flag thrown. I think he thought it was on us or something. Took his helmet off, threw it because he was pissed, and it wasn't. But now because he took his helmet off and threw a fit, it pushed us further back.
Oh man, and that was after
that was as we were
Keyshawn Johnson's thing, because that's what started it. Keyshawn Johnson's first touchdown when he threw the helmet off. That's when they instituted that penalty.
But he was doing it because he was pissed.
Yeah.
And it pushed us back. But I don't think the penalty was on us. He just got mad, threw his helmet, pushed us back. We were driving to win the game, and it ended as a 7-7 tie.
That's impressive. So this is 1996, October 13th, 1996. The Patriots fell to the Redskins 27-22.
Yeah, that's right.
And
your
record improved 5-1. You were 5-1.
Yeah,
you remained in first place in the NFC.
That's the year we went 7-1 and missed the playoffs.
Yep. Good year. It's a good year.
What a time.
Yeah,
see?
I remember that game just vividly, which is hilarious. And the Patriots went to the Super Bowl that year.
We missed the playoffs. What a turn of events.
Oh, man. Where were we? Ravens-Giants. Yeah.
Ravens up 35-14 over the G-men. DeVito started, and I think he came out for some reason.
Yeah, they covered that 16-point spread.
They did. It's just when you see a double digit, like 10's a lot. 16 is...
In the NFL, yeah.
Wow.
It's brutal.
But the Giants are tanking at this point. They're 0-8 at home, 2-12. Lamar had a fantastic game, 5 touchdowns. That is the 6th game of his career that he has thrown 5 touchdowns.
That is
passes.
wild. And Josh Allen is currently getting a lot of buzz for the MVP, but Lamar has better stats across the entire board, except for record.
Right now I got Josh Allen as mine.
I just don't understand. Like I don't really care either way, but I'm just curious why.
I guess it would be what your impact is on the team overall.
Yeah, you are the most valuable player to that team. So I feel like when Lamar Jackson went out a couple years ago, Huntley came in and he did enough spot starts to get them to the playoffs. Right. I feel like if Josh Allen got hurt, the Bills would implode immediately.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the success. So like his value to that team has gotten them to what are they, 11-3?
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
I just feel like because they're the better team and he is the best player on the better team.
Yeah.
I would go to Josh Allen, but between him, Lamar, you can't discount Saquon. They got Goff up there. I'm not really. I think he would be my 4th if that was the rankings.
Yep. I think Saquon will probably win Offensive Player of the Year, which is essentially just turned into the not quarterback best player in the league. Yeah.
It's like Jaden won his 9th like Pepsi Offensive Rookie of the Week thing. Mm-hmm. Like, what are those? That's so specific.
Yeah.
It's Offensive Rookie of the Week. Like, that's a prestigious title. All right, moving on. Cowboys over the Panthers, 30-14. We both were very quick.
I know. They're favorite.
to say
they're favorites. We're favorites.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Very quietly, those Cowgirls, what are they at now? They're
6-8. They're
3 out of their last 4.
Yeah, they have a less than 1% chance less than 1% chance of making the playoffs.
However, though, they're 3 out of their last 4. So that's the same amount of wins that they got with Dak through
They could
more
finish,
of the season.
They could at this point. It's like, can you finish over 500? That's what you're going for.
I don't know what they're.
But it's tricky because I feel like we should have known better. I don't know, because they still have all that talent. They do have talent. They just won the division last year.
They have a rough stretch though. They have Tampa, Philly, and then Washington to end it. So that's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
I hope that they lose out. Moving on. Jets over the Jaguars, 32-25. I think we both picked the Jets. Less faith in the Jags than we do the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Devontae Adams had an amazing second half. I don't think he had any catches in the first half, and then he went
off
bananas in the second half. Mac Jones had a okay game, but he still thinks he's a loser.
31 of 46, 294, 2 touchdowns. I don't know. You're playing the Jags. The Jets have more talent, but I'm still if that's
it
what
shouldn't have been that close. It shouldn't have been that close.
No, you still their defense is still you gave up 25 to the Jags. Your defense is not very good here.
Yep.
We're just flying through these now. We're already at the hour mark. You know what? I'll make it a 3-hour podcast. If you didn't have to work tomorrow, you just keep going.
No, it's fine. I'll go all night.
Texans over the Dolphins, 20-12.
You're gonna have to explain yourself on this one.
Just like the Packers game, I lay out why they're gonna lose and pick them anyway.
You've been trying to ride that Dolphins they're gonna win out for the playoffs for a while.
Because I think it would be cool if they did. It's in my head, it's cool that they, with Tua going out for 4 weeks, come back, rally.
Yeah.
But I said he was going to throw at least a couple picks, and they were going to be. I think it was.
You did say that.
I said towards the end, it's going to be maybe a close game or something, and then
make a few mistakes.
He's going to make a few mistakes that'll be costly, and he threw 3 picks.
So you nailed it. You nailed it until you made your pick.
I know, and then even against the Packers a few weeks ago, I was like, they play so bad in the cold.
Yeah.
All right, pick the Dolphins.
Yeah. This is the week. Great. It's fun for me because that's another division rival who's at a 5% chance of making the playoffs. So, see ya. Would want to be ya.
They were my division winner.
That's true.
Texans at 9-5 though, 5-2 at home. Maybe getting hot just in time for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's good for them. They are in the driver's seat in that division. Wait, did they already clinch? They did. They already clinched a playoff spot.
There you go.
There you go.
The Broncos over the Colts, 31-13 in the Peyton Manning Bowl.
The horse game. Peyton Manning Bowl. I didn't even think of that. Did you see the trick play?
Yes.
Did not trick anyone.
The interception.
Yes.
The trick play that landed in the hands of.
Yeah, I guess it was. If you threw it backwards again, though, it might have been a fumble. I don't know. It was bad.
I thought it was when he threw it backwards, though, it got intercepted.
Yeah, it did.
But maybe just.
But because he threw it backwards, it was technically a handoff.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like a fumble recovery.
Right.
But it was the longest. The Patriots had one of these a few weeks ago. It was the longest developing trick play ever. It was like a 4 Mississippi count of, and then,
and it didn't trick anybody. That was one of the worst plays I've seen, though.
And the dude caught it in stride.
Oh, yeah. He
was caught.
Fucking teed that right up. Yeah, I caught that highlight the other day. That was pretty brutal.
And it was a close game up until that happened, and then that was it.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And the fourth quarter, the Broncos outscored 21-0.
I'm pretty sure it was in that quarter that happened.
Gee, Richardson, 17 of 38, 172, 2 picks.
Sorry. Something else happened in this game with Jonathan Taylor. Did you see what happened with him? It happened again.
It happened again.
It happened again.
Yes.
It happened again.
What is, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
The arrogance, and I get it because you're right there, but he had such a good fucking run for you to just drop the ball. Run it to the back of the end zone.
Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening?
Who just did it?
It just happened a few weeks ago.
It was another example.
Yeah,
of
and it went out the back of the end zone.
Was there one in college too this week that just happened? Somebody just
Oregon. Why does this keep happening?
I don't know.
Just take it.
I don't know.
Just take it to the end zone and hand it to the ref.
I don't know.
Why does it keep happening?
Why are you going to give up right there? The run that he had was beautiful.
It doesn't even look cool. It doesn't look cool.
No, is that what it's supposed to be?
I think it's I'll go touch. I don't care.
It's so lazy. I just did this and it was nothing.
Yeah,
to me.
instead of drop it.
It's so blasé.
It's why does this keep happening?
I don't.
Why this happened, and I just looked this up the other day because this not touchdown cost a friend of mine 2 fantasy playoff games by less than 6 points. And he had Taylor both. Oh. Yeah, he lost by 4 and 1 and by another one.
Jeez.
And I saw the one he lost in. He showed the final score, and it was brutal. I'll get that later. And this happened in 2008 when it won me a fantasy game because McNabb bombed it to Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, and he dropped it. Yep.
And I was playing against McNabb and Deshaun, and then Westbrook scored the touchdown right after because no one picked the ball up. But because of that one play, the defense always knows to pick the ball up now. or it just goes out of the back of the end zone.
It's just so lazy.
So
why are you going to do all that work and then just drop the ball before the goal line?
You try to look cool.
I think that's what it is, though. They're trying to just be like,
yeah. So this
was nothing to me. Clearly.
No, and I just can't believe it still happens. Like you said, run it to the back of the end zone. Run through the wall.
I know.
Take the ball with you.
Fucking Lambo leap everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Take it to the sidelines.
Because if that was my team, I'd be furious.
I know, especially because it just happened like 3 weeks ago, and then it happened in college.
Just how do you get that lazy right there?
I don't know.
It just makes no sense. Honestly, if it was me, I'm holding on to that ball until I see the signal from the ref, and then maybe I toss it or do something with it.
Yep.
Stupid.
So stupid.
Bills over the Lions, 48-42 in Detroit.
This game did not disappoint.
It did not, but also the Lions are riddled with injuries right now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hutchinson, Montgomery is down.
Yep.
I think one of their top 2 corners are down. Their top linebackers down.
Tops in all their positions.
They might be in trouble. Now, Bills too, because this keeps happening where they're putting up a lot of points, but you're giving up a lot of points. Not a way to live.
Yeah, I mean, that's true because they gave up 44 last week. Now they just gave up another 42. I think a lot of it was rally time for Detroit. Maybe they took their foot off the gas, but they were in it till the end. The thing is now, and I don't know what it looks like because they lost. Philly is still winning. Let me see who's got the number one.
And the funny thing about this,
Philly,
Jared Goff threw 5 touchdowns and lost. And earlier this year, he threw 5 interceptions and won.
Really?
Yeah. How about
That's
that?
right. That's right. He did. No, Detroit still has. They win a tiebreaker over Philadelphia based on best win percentage in conference games. So even though they're tied, they're holding on to that number 1 seed.
Gotcha.
Barely.
Yeah.
Just barely. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, because of Vikings, right? Yeah. Yep.
Well, because of Philly.
Oh yeah, because they're 10-2 or 12-2, right?
Yeah, so they're
12-2.
They have the 2 seed right now.
Yeah, I got
that could flip.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of the battle for Pennsylvania, I picked the Steelers because I was trying to force feed the foundational cracks.
Yeah.
Of Philly.
Yeah, it's not the same though. It's not. I wish it was as last year. I should say.
Sure.
I wish it was.
But they're due. They're due. What is this? This is 10 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
10 wins in a row.
10 straight win. Yeah, franchise best.
So let me tell you something. They got to go to Washington.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are due for a loss.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I can see it.
Steelers fall to 10-4.
Yep. I think they already clinched the playoff spot too. Oh boy.
All right, moving on to the Bronson Bowl. The Arizona Cardinals and
Wonder if he was there.
New England Patriots. Patriots travel cross country again, even outside of that factor, which I don't think we talked about. Did you pick the Patriots?
No.
Both picked the Cardinals. But it was another cross-country thing where it didn't favor the team that was traveling.
They traveled there a couple of years ago. The year we played like 7 backup quarterbacks. I think it was 2 years ago, and we beat them because Kyler Murray got hurt. He tore his ACL mid-game. And their backup, I think it was your boy Colt McCoy.
Hey, how are you?
It was last year, but that was a different time, different year. We're going to get to these Patriots games, and it's going to sound like a broken record. There isn't much more to say at this point. There really isn't.
What's the streak at right now?
You know, it's funny. I think just as hot take that they were going to lose out. They won the next game after, but they have not won since. So I think of the Bears were the last win, which was
the Bears, who are also on a fucking terrible streak.
Yeah. So
8 in a row.
We were in this, and this is a tricky game for me because we went to the lights at Roger Williams. So we had to record it and watch it afterwards, which we did. And we were in this game up until the third quarter. I think it was 13-3. And yeah, it was. And we had the ball inside the 5, went another week where we had a 3rd and 1 and ran it up the middle. Didn't get it. Didn't challenge it. I thought the ref was coming in over the line, and then he saw the other ref and then like changed his mind. So that was weird.
Yeah.
And then we had another 4th down. Two guys completely missed their assignment, missed the block. Stevenson got stuffed, 4th and 1, didn't get it. There was some shenanigans after with the press conference where they're like, hey, why didn't you run the ball with your quarterback who can run it? And Gerard Mayo said, you said it, not me. So that's been all over the airwaves lately. Dude, for someone who's worked in the media, he's really bad at talking to the media.
You want another one?
No, I'm good, thanks. The running joke is his EEI like next day interview should just be renamed like the Gerard clarifies his comments from the press conference, because it happens literally every single week. So he's in over his head. People are getting mad. Drake May had another good game, but you just see that there's just nothing. There's nothing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now people want Alex Van Pelt's head because of the play calling, and I told you earlier about Jonathan Kraft not liking the play calling. Oh god, that's super skunked still, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's all I got.
Oh man. So the defense, although it's interesting because we have played our defense has regressed this year, but if you look at what they did last year, and one of the guys on PFW was looking into this, their competition this year has been more harder, more difficult.
They've had a tougher schedule,
and they're not playing as many backups as they did last year. And the times we did play backups this year or rookie quarterbacks, we've done okay. So our defense has done okay, I should say. So it's just more of the same. It's in the margins. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Drake May had a really nice shovel pass touchdown that was really neat. But there's nothing. The cupboards are bare. We don't have a Terry. We don't have any line whatsoever.
We said that going into the season is like we both finished 4-13. Washington just had more pieces outside of the quarterback. We had more pieces. You guys were. I mean, you found the quarterback.
Yeah, it made more sense for us to take the project quarterback than for you guys to do it because
100%.
you were more primed.
Yeah, I think it worked out.
Yeah, and there was another. The first drive we were driving, same exact thing happened a couple weeks ago against the Dolphins, and then there was penalty, holding, made it a 45-yard field goal, missed it. Whatever. More of the same. People losing it. People are tired of Gerard Mayo again. I had this rant last week or 2 weeks ago. What did you expect? This is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It just sucks. It sucks. It's boring. It sucks. Thankfully, Drake May is awesome. But there's not much else to talk about. Penalties. Yeah. I didn't even, and I've been trying to not step away, but I haven't been listening as much because it sucks.
It's shitty.
Like, why am I going to listen to a post game show of a team that's eliminated from the playoffs, can't get out of their own way? And
listen, as long as you stick through, like I will have respect for those Patriots fans that will go through the drudgery.
Yeah.
But
like, I'm not going to go
do season.
I'm not going to go get in more drudgery. Like,
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, listen to the post-game show, because every week it's the same thing. It's our offensive line sucks. Our left tackle does nothing. Yeah. We miss assignments. We shoot ourselves in the foot. Penalty. Gerard Mayo says something stupid in his post-game press conference and has to correct himself the next day. It's just a lot of the same.
That's we did 6 years of Jay Gruden, who would say the same thing every week. And then it was another, right after that, it was 4 years of Ron, who would say the same shit.
Yeah.
It was every fucking week was the same story.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to say, not about this game, but in general, because I made this note, and it goes back to a hot take from last year that has carried over. The Dolphins are 1-10 against teams with winning records dating back to last season.
Yes. So my second favorite hot take, which I still subscribe to this year.
Right. They beat up on the bad teams.
Yep,
and at this point, they don't even really beat up on them. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting stat. I needed to call that to attention.
No, it's for sure. And for us, we just don't do anything. We haven't scored 30 points since I was a boy. Drake looks good. Stevenson is okay, but we have no line to speak of.
You have no line. You have no weapons. Your defense needs help.
Yeah. Yep.
And you have a first-time coach.
Yeah. First-time coach, first-time GM. Now Barmore is getting a recurrence of symptoms from his blood clot, so he's out again. His career might be over.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Obviously, health comes first, but that sucks.
Right.
So, not great. Just got to stockpile talent. You have money to spend, you get to spend a little extra because guys probably don't want to come here, but you're going to have to do it.
I think they said that the salary cap was projected to go up by like 10 mil this year. They're not expecting the big 30 mil like it was this year.
Because that was just from like one of the TV deals or something, right?
Yeah, so I think I thought I saw it was projected to go up by 10.
All right.
So you guys are still at the top.
Yeah,
of the.
We got money to spend, and that was another. The very first thing Gerard Mayo said that he put his foot in his mouth when he said, "We have money to burn," and then they didn't. burn any of it. So we'll see what happens. We're currently in the 3rd overall pick. Lost 4 in a row, to answer the question from earlier.
Sure.
But the Giants have lost 9 in a row. Vegas has lost 10 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, they were 2-2 at one point.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
10 in a row. I thought the Bears were bad. Yeah, man.
So it's not great. I don't know. It's just, I'm glad you're winning. Because last year was pretty rough. We were both losing.
We started this show on not a great year for either of us.
Yeah.
Although I did tell Mel that I won officially.
Yep, sure.
Bet.
Sure.
She was not. She expected it.
Yeah.
Not overly thrilled, but for an entire week, I have a wardrobe for her. So
nice.
Pretty excited about that.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Yeah. So Cardinals didn't really do much to inspire confidence in me, but James Conner is a good runner. I like him.
I think they had just extended him, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
All right, moving on to the Tampa Bakers over the Chargers, 40-17. Was not expecting the 40 burger from the Tampa Bakers, but to your point, which I didn't realize either, was Mike Evans came back and had 9 catches, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Baker had 4 on the day.
Yeah, if he's healthy, they're winning that division. They're taking it from everyone else. So the Chargers, not especially with this score right here.
What is it?
21-10 Broncos, but it looks like they just had a interception. Nope.
And I felt, what did I say? I said, I feel like Bo's going to have a good game.
You said Broncos, right?
No, I said the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm honest here. I did say that I was like conflicted because I said, I think Bo's going to have a good game.
Yeah.
Also, my cousin was asking who he should start between Jaden Reed and McConkey, and I said, I actually like McConkey tonight. Don't know how he's doing. Can't imagine he's doing fantastic.
Reed's had a few down games. I just don't like Thursday night football games.
I know. I like it to open the season. I like it on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That's it. I don't like the Thursday night games. It gives us something to watch while we're recording, but
yeah. But the Chargers is a few weeks in a row now. Chiefs this last week and now here. Not loving it. Not loving it, Chargers. You guys you're pulling a Jags. You're pulling a Jaguars.
They lose this one. They're 8-7.
Yeah.
And they were very quietly like 6-3.
Yep. And they're currently they're 7 seeds. So they're still wow.
Well,
they're 87% chance to make the playoffs. If they lose, they drop to 74%. If they win, they go up to 97%. So
but is Denver technically in it yet or no?
Nope. But they're at 92% chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
This win.
They flip flop.
No, last week they had a big win. The Broncos. Who did Broncos beat this past week? The Colts. That was huge for them for the playoffs and bad for the Colts. So yeah, yep. Yeah, I think they'll stay if the Chargers win, they'll flip flop. Correct.
Fair enough. Green Bay over Seattle, 30-13. I think we both picked the Packers on this one.
I picked the Seahawks.
Never mind.
Don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh no, because they're at home, so I picked them. But Geno did get hurt,
Geno did get hurt. I don't know how bad the injury is. It says he injured his knee. I don't know if he's playing or not. I also don't know who is their back. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, it's your boy. Yeah, it is.
Howl at the moon, baby. Yeah. But it was also there was somebody else on the roster. They carried 3.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know it was Howell that came in for him and did not do great, but he did come in.
So I'm going to look at their depth chart. I'm so curious because there was somebody else. Oh, no, they're just carrying 2 right now, actually.
Oh, boy.
But they had somebody else because they were saying potentially Sam Howell would have been a 3rd string. But maybe they're only carrying 2 right now. So I don't know if Geno's playing or not. Seattle is kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
I know they almost had that division by the neck, but now
with the resurgence of the Rams are also 8-6, but they're on the way up. Seattle's kind of on the way down. Let's meet in the middle, baby. Yeah. But whoever's not in the lead right now is Seattle. They're on Washington's heels. They're out by a game.
Yep.
Washington controls their own destiny. I don't even give a shit about, we got to root for this one and that. You're in the 7th seed. Just fucking win. Just win. You control your own destiny here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Monday night, we had a doubleheader on Monday night. We had the Vikings over the Bears, 30-12. Your boy Darnold, 24-40, 231, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, you didn't have to really do too much. The Bears, so the one silver lining with the Patriots season is the Jets that we've talked about, where highest expectations, lowest expectations, and then also the Bears, who we had the number 1 overall pick, we had all these wide receivers. Oh my gosh, look at us! And now they've lost 12 in a row or whatever it is. Were they 4-2?
Yeah, they lost 8 in a row.
So
since the Hail Mary.
0-7 on the road. The hell, yeah, that damn. I would. We might have to go back and listen to that episode and just say that really took the wind out of their sails. That sucks. And I was reading a little bit about Caleb Williams, that his demeanor at USC wasn't always the best in the hard times. Yeah, and people are starting to see it a little bit here. Yeah, where he's got some. What's the word I'm looking for? Just
he's kind of given up.
Yeah,
he looks defeated.
Yeah, his body posture or just demeanor isn't great, and people saw that USC, and he's kind of doing it here. Drake May has been. He was very honest in post game press conference. He said, we don't want another season like this. We're going to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen. But he's always been up and woo 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 woo. Yeah. Caleb Williams is not like that.
No, but he was the consensus number 1 pick going into it. But I also think the expectations of having a DJ Moore, drafting a Dunze, having Keenan Allen, getting Swift, I feel like the expectations were so high versus if they had low expectations and they ended up 4-10, maybe it's not as bad. But also along the way, separately, you lost, your OC got fired, and then your head coach got fired. Yeah. So they are,
poor kid.
But, they're still linking Cliff potentially to Chicago.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because he has ties to Chicago, but which is a weird thing because he was adamant about getting a 3-year contract as an OC, so I don't know.
His time with the Cardinals ended kind of poorly, so some people are just made to be OCs and DCs and not OCs.
I feel like those, if you're going to be a good coordinator, right, eventually you'll get a head coach look. Why not just be a good coordinator for now? Yeah. He's young.
He'll get another chance.
Yeah, right. But again, they're saying because he had ties at USC with Caleb.
Oh, right.
Because he was some sort of, I don't know what he was.
Passing game coordinator or something like that. Yeah.
So he has ties to Caleb where he might want to be I'm stepping into a role where if Eberflus didn't get fired, he might not have even thought about it. But now it's I could step into Caleb, who I know. Yep. I know we have weapons. I can make this work. So maybe it is an attractive thing. I don't know. All right, last game. The Falcons over the Raiders, 15-9. So they broke our streak. They didn't score 12 or 13. They didn't score between 13 and 19. They scored 9, but they lost 10 in a row.
So I had fantasy implications in this, in that I didn't want Jacoby Myers to score 20-something, which I did not think was going to happen, but I did still watch the entire game. Mm-hmm. And boy, do I regret it. This is a really bad game.
I can't imagine.
It was awful. It was so bad.
Well, I mean, outside of the Raiders being absolutely terrible, and they think they do have the number 1 pick, the Falcons benched Mr. Kirk Cousins.
They sure did.
They sniffed him out.
They did.
I don't, what was his stats for this game? He had
He had 1 touchdown, I think, if that.
1 touchdown, 1 pick. Yep. 11 for 17, 112, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Got sacked 3 times.
Yeah, he's a statue back there. And it was my hot take that he would not survive the season. Didn't think it would happen that fast, especially after a win. But boy, is he...
Well, they only got 2 games left, 3 games.
I know, but they're in the playoff hunt.
I know, but they lost 4 in a row. Well, after a win, you're saying.
Yeah, they're a 31% chance to make it. So
it's
they're more in the division hunt than the wild card hunt.
They lost to Desmond Ridder, who was this revenge game.
Well, they didn't lose to him. He's also really bad. He was worse than.
Oh, Kirk. Sorry. They beat Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, not 15 points.
if it was O'Connell, that they would have scored at least 4 more points.
At least 12.
They would have scored 4 more points. They'd probably get 13, maybe 18. Maybe they win this game. But when you beat a guy like that who's a 3rd string quarterback for I get it. So now we're gonna get the first glimpse of Michael Penix.
It is. I know. I'm looking forward to that. it's funny. Jacoby Myers, I show him there, 5 receptions, 59 yards. He didn't get a single catch until like the second half of the fourth quarter. Like, he was 0 for 0. And then my friend who lost because of the fumble from Taylor, he even said like, "Oh, I'm winning by 3, and Myers can't catch another ball, or I'm going to lose." And then he caught a 24-yard pass, and he lost by like 0.4. The weirdest part about it is there was a play before that where Jacoby Myers caught it, 2 feet went down, he turned, and then they knocked the ball out, and they called it incomplete. And I thought it was a fumble.
Yeah.
But they did not see it that way.
What is the catch?
No one knows.
What is life?
Who even knows anymore? No, what's fandom? What's a catch?
What are thoughts?
These are questions. These are questions that no one knows. And
nobody knows the answer to.
Herbie fully loaded just threw an interception.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you're going to get your first taste at Michael Penix on Sunday. Our game against Atlanta in 2 weeks or in a week and a half got flexed to Sunday night.
Yep.
So unless barring an injury, we're probably going to meet against Michael Penix. So we'll see how it goes. That was the week that was week 15.
15. Still 3 weeks left, huh?
That was crazy.
Tis.
Do you have a hot take?
I do. Jessica believes that Robert Kraft is leaking stuff to the media about being unhappy with Gerard Mayo. I think it's partially, I don't want to speak for her, but I see where she's coming from, because I think
Robert Kraft.
Okay. Because he was trying to soften the blow. Like, but he's also outwardly saying like, no, it's fine. But I think he's trying to soften some feelings, because he might drop. It might happen. Someone might convince him that, hey, maybe you made the wrong choice here. Especially now that they see how good Drake May is.
I didn't love the hire. Mm-hmm. Then there was some things that he said in the offseason that I didn't love.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I feel like if he was a legitimate defensive coordinator and had reps under his, like you had a stud defense for a few years.
Yeah.
But you promoted the guy because you had a relationship with him because he played for you and he was like, some sort of assistant to the DC. I don't know. To me, I don't think that they get rid of him this offseason. I think they give him at least another year.
I know. I could see.
But this is a project. Like,
I know.
I don't know what you were thinking. Really, if you wanted an ex-player and you wanted some success, I would have went with Vrabel.
Yeah, I agree. It's just the media here is so rough that if this were like Jacksonville, he'd get a second season, no question. But now it's like they're all on top of it. They're talking about it on the NBC Sports, on the Nessons, on the EEIs, on the Sports Hubs, on the YouTubes. So I don't know.
I don't. To be fair, I don't think it really would have, by the talent that you have on the team. I don't think it really would have.
I don't know what
been
coach,
much different.
I don't know what coach. Maybe a 4 or 5 win team as opposed to a 3-win team. But I don't know who could have. Belichick had the same record last year, and it was pretty much the same team.
Well, no, but he had better by one game. But maybe they would have. You could have won the Seattle game. I could see maybe a couple more wins out of a more experienced coach. But at the same time, you guys are literally building from the ground up.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 overtime losses in there, and there's a 2-point conversion loss in there. So that's 3 wins if you want to get real wild. That still brings us to, 6 and
8?
Yeah.
I just don't think it was going to be much better. No. I think that...
I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know what they were expecting.
I don't know. I don't think, as it seems now, I don't think he's the answer, but it's also... this is a really terrible sample size because
they tore it down to the studs. My main concern, and I have honestly probably have more of a concern with the GM hire of Elliott Wolf, because he was been here since 2021. He was under Bill Belichick. He was here for all those really bad drafts from 21 to 20 to 24, and then he's had another bad. His first draft up does not look good outside of Drake May.
Why are you?
Yeah, so it's not Gerard Mayo's fault that the left tackle was completely ignored during the offseason.
Right. I don't know if he would intentionally be leaking information, though, but this is why we call them hot takes. Maybe, but to your point, the media around here is, we were just talking about it. Belichick said, "Oh, it's rough to see them go through a season like this," and Michael Holley and Felger went off.
Oh yeah,
like I'm sorry, did he not? Was he not the coach of the team for all those years that you won 17 division titles, went to 9 Super Bowls, won 6?
Yep.
How quickly we forget.
Yep.
Get out of here, Bill. If it wasn't for Tommy Terrific, you would have been nothing.
Yeah, and these guys very quickly devolve into that, because Michael Holley, I used to enjoy him, but he's also turned into one of those just hot take machines. I saw a video of him yelling about something or another, so he's yelling about something now.
Not to prop up our show here, but
Prop it.
those type of programs and shows with the ESPNs, with the Stephen A's and the Skip Bayless, and they're hamming up the character. I'm not into it.
No.
I'm not into it.
No.
I don't like it. It's like TMZ for sports. Some of the fucking topics that they talk about. It's so...
And they're all everywhere now. They all have them. The ESPNs, Fox Sports, CBS Sports. I don't get time for that.
You want to listen, two guys...
Riffing.
Just riffing.
Raffing.
Yeah. Riffing and raffing and laughing. That's why you guys watch.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about each and every team. And it's fair and balanced.
I mean, we try. Some games we skip over,
right.
But
it's a big league.
It's 2 guys and 32 teams. What do you want from us?
Oh man!
All right. Let's go to the fantasy corner. Should I play the sad music for?
Depends which league you're talking about.
All right, we'll start with your money league.
So my money league, I emerged victorious in my round 1 matchup, which was awesome because I was playing the team who had the most points in the league, and I had, Devontae Adams, who went completely off, which was awesome. Jalen had a good game. It was funny because I was like, I was losing by a bit. And percentage was not in my favor, and I was like, oh man, I need another Hail Mary, because that's the team I beat in the Hail Mary a couple weeks ago. And then I looked away for a while, and I think I came back. It might have been when I came back from the lights. I was like, 4 guys scored touchdowns like that, boom, 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 boom. With White, Sutton, Devontae went bananas. Laporta got a bunch of catches, and it was awesome. And now I'm playing the team.
What round are you in? Are you in this?
I'm in the semifinals now. So there's 4 teams left. Round 2.
That Jaden jerseys.
I know. I can taste it. I'm guaranteed at least to play for a money, because if I play in the championship, winner or second place, and then if 3rd place gets their money back, so I could play for at least that. And now I'm playing the team who beat me in the championship a couple years ago. Mike Boone did not score 4 points, and it's eaten away at me every day of my life since then. So I would like to get this victory, but now Kamara is doubtful. Is it Kamara or Kamara?
Kamara.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Kamara.
I know there's been some
Kamara
controversy about
I think I say
Pacheco and Pacheco.
Well, it's tough because I spit. I saw it. Went right over there. But we went to school with Pachecos. We know Pachecos.
Yeah.
So
that's fair, huh?
You know what I mean? That's how I always look at it and say Pacheco, but it is Pacheco.
If the CBS announcers or Fox announcers can't even say booty,
I know, it's so stupid.
Then it's not my responsibility to get the names right. Kamara. But whatever.
Kamara.
But I know what you're talking about Pacheco.
No, I think it's Alvin Kamara.
I think so too.
Kamara? Well, how else would you say it? Kamara?
That's all I can think of is Kamara.
I feel like if it was Kamara, it'd be 2 R's.
Yeah. People say weird.
I don't know.
People have weird pronunciations. It's weird. Anyway, but he's doubtful, so that's not looking good. I got Sutton playing right now in Thursday Night Football. He's got me about 4 points. So hopefully he gets a touchdown in the second half like he did last week. But yeah, it was that was a fun win.
Do you want to talk about?
Can't say the same for Cheese's league, unfortunately.
Cheese listened to at least the snippet of the fantasy corner.
Yeah,
he was not thrilled. He's like, you were coming from my head. That's how he felt.
100%. 100%. You would think we want to present him to himself?
I think it would be the most Cheese thing ever if he came on the show.
Congratulations. Thank you.
But also, MVP, I don't know if you sent it to her.
I saw that.
She commented.
I did not send it to her, no.
So maybe Cheese sent it, but she listened and she said that she's boasting up her team now.
Yeah, she should. She's got a good team.
I came back after I got eliminated off of some bullshit from Josh Allen. I went off. I won last week. It really doesn't matter because I'm not in the playoffs. I'm playing just this week. Let me just pull up the matchups
While you're
here.
pulling that up, if Cheese has been a regular listener every single week of the Fantasy Corner, he would know that I've been saying all year long that my team was crap.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So in the semifinals, we have Laura's team going up against Liam. Liam has Dicker, and
he just nailed a big one.
He's got 43 points right now.
Oh,
but the Jimmy Changas are projected to win right now, 212 to 197. On the other side, it is Cheese versus Bree. Bree has the Chargers defense, which is not doing very well, and Williams, who's got 12 points. Cheese is projected to win right now. So we may have the Cheese and Laura Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes. Cheese is, I think, still scheduled to come on this here program on the 30th to present the trophy. He's either likely to present it to himself or Laura. But anyway, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Liam or Bree could still pull this out.
Liam's got 43 points from his kicker, and it's only halftime.
Only halftime. So he could have 967 points.
So a lot can happen. My money league, hopefully I pull that one out. The Kamara going down hurts me bad because he's like a solid 15-point scorer every week. And that's like low. He's like floor 15 points.
Yep.
And then Devontae Adams last week scored 38 points out of the fucking nowhere.
Yep.
Because he was on a 0, and then he just exploded everywhere.
So let's see. If you're playing fantasy and you're still in the playoffs, Kamara, Garendo, David Carr. Just trying to look at people who are out right now.
Yeah, I should say my opponent lost Montgomery, which is a big loss for him. So he's also
that'll do it. Dallas Goedert still on IR.
But I thought everything was like the Caesar partying, God's chosen champion because of the Hail Mary.
Yeah,
I thought things were lining up. I would love to have this revenge game. I would love to have it.
You would love to have it.
This revenge game right here, right now, this week.
Godwin and Gabe Davis are also still on IR, or on IR now. McCaffrey is still on IR. So if you're still in the playoffs, just make sure you pay attention to who is active and not active. That was your fantasy corner. Now, let's go into the week. Let's go into some picks.
Last week I finished 12-4.
Bastard, I did not have a good week.
Oh no.
I finished 10-6. 138 and 87. Listen, if I wanted to take these more seriously, I probably would, but I don't.
I'm 144 and 80.
I'm
disappointed in you.
No, well, again, I picked the Dolphins twice. Like if I was putting money on it, I'd be probably maybe being a little bit more strict. But again, I'm also going to say this too. You guys want to pick every week? That's great. We pick when we record. We record on a Monday or a Wednesday or mostly Thursdays at this point. Mm-hmm. We don't take injuries into consideration post our recording. So I'm okay with what my record is. I stand by it. And I did pick the Chargers tonight, so I'm probably going to start off 0-1.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they're only down by 8. Well, it's a one-score game. So, yeah.
That is fair.
Cool. All right, I also picked the Chargers. Righty. Now, this is the first week. So I said a few weeks ago, the NFL starts playing games on Saturday soon, but I thought it'd be a little bit different this year because of the college football playoffs. Apparently, it's not different at all because they're starting Saturday this week. 1 o'clock on NBC and Peacock. We have the 9-5 Texans traveling to the 13-1 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites at home. Let's just say Mahomes is actually gimpy, which I don't know if he is. I'm just going to say the Texans. I'm just going to say it before I change my mind.
All right. I like it. They could be due for another loss.
Yeah.
They're not scoring a lot of points. The Texans are surging a little bit.
Yep.
I just don't have any reason to not pick the Chiefs really at 13-1. But
they have a lot of breathing room because they got because the Bills have additional loss now. So
Right.
So they have room for error.
Right. They do. Mm-hmm. But I'll take the Chiefs. I'm just going to keep going with who's winning, I guess.
Yep. 4:30 on Fox, also on Saturday. So these are the games that'll be on during the crawl. I just realized we got the 10-4 Steelers traveling to the 9-5 Ravens. The Ravens are 6.5-point favorites. Wow. The Ravens already lost the Steelers, not by much though. They're at home. Steelers lost last week. I'm gonna do it. I shouldn't do it, but then my Super Bowl pick, I'm gonna pick the Ravens, but I would pick the Steelers to cover. Let's just say that.
I'm also gonna pick the Ravens at home. I feel like they had a big blowout win. They're feeling themselves.
Yeah.
They're gonna come alive here.
Yep.
Steelers had a rough loss last week against Philly.
Yep. Agreed. Sunday.
Oh God, the shit bowl.
1 p.m. We have the 2-12 Giants traveling to the 7-7 Falcons. Falcons are 9-point favorites, and the Phoenix era begins.
I don't like that spread. I am going to pick the Falcons, but I don't like that spread.
I don't like it either, but I didn't like the 16-point spread last week against the Ravens, and Ravens still covered.
Well, one of these teams is trying to win, and another team is doing everything they can to continue losing. So,
1 o'clock on Fox, the 12-2 Lions traveling to the 4-10 Bears. Lions are 6.5-point favorites. I don't know why, but on Thanksgiving when they played the Bears, for whatever reason, it didn't dawn on me that this was a divisional matchup, and I don't know why. It probably would have made change my pick, not pick my parlay, because I think I took the Lions to cover. I don't know why I didn't realize that. That's dumb of me. It's real dumb. Anyway, I still picked them to win, but still, yeah, I'm going to take them here too. I think the Bears are just fucking toast.
I think this is a good game for the Lions to hopefully
bounce back.
Yeah, bounce back and also get some health. You don't need to. I don't think they're going to need all their firepower to beat the Bears. So I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, I agree. Bears just look disheveled. 1 o'clock on CBS, we have the Ohio Bowl, the 3-11 Browns traveling to the 6-8 Bengals. Bengals are 9-point favorites. DNR is starting for the Browns, so I'll take the Bengals.
You got a team that's 1-6 on the road versus a team 1-5 at home. Talent-wise, the Bengals should handle this pretty easily.
I agree. You know what? No, not too much.
I wasn't even thinking about
Not gonna do it.
The Joker pick.
Yeah.
I should have.
Joe's Joker.
Should have already done that. Now that I'm looking at it, I should have.
You can always go back. It's our show. We can do whatever we want. It's our program. There's no rules.
No, I got one.
Right. Oh boy, where am I? 1 o'clock, CBS. 3-11 Titans traveling to the 6-8 Colts. Colts are 3.5-point favorites. I'm done picking the Titans, so I'm going Colts.
I'm going Colts too, although I believe William Levi Jeans IV has been benched.
Oh,
potentially
really?
In favor of Mason Rudolph.
Uh-huh.
So if that sways your opinion
it could
at all.
It could.
But I'm going to take the Colts because I vowed to never take the Titans again. And I rest on my laurels here.
Yep. Okay, 1 o'clock on CBS. 8-6 Rams traveling to the 4-10 Jets. The Rams are 3-point favorites.
Cross country.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cold.
I think I'm going to take the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm not liking it. I don't like it at all. In fact, it hurts me inside, but I'm going to take the Jets.
The weather looks like it's going to be 24 degrees and a cold one. Stafford previously played in a dome, and he played. Now he plays in L.A.
You saw him play in the rain in San Francisco, and it wasn't great.
No, and Rodgers played in Lambeau. I think it's gonna be a stinker, but I'll take the Jets as well.
Yeah. 1 o'clock on Fox, potentially the game of the week. We have the 12-2 Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the 9-5 Washington Commanders. The Philadelphia Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. It's going to be 32 degrees.
I'm going to take my Washington Redskins to win this game, snap the streak, go to 10-5, hopefully. I don't know. I'm just hoping for it, I guess, at this point. We have to play Atlanta and Dallas to finish. I'd like to see 2 out of 3 wins, but take it one game at a time. Division opponent, I don't care that they're 12-2, because if the season ended today, we would play them again in the playoffs. I don't care what their record is. Yep. They don't scare me. Terry is on pace for another 1,000-yard season, by the way.
That's nice. I'm going to take the Eagles. Sorry. I think it's different this year.
Son of a...
Yeah. I think it's different. And I have them... They're my defense in my fantasy league, which I might change. I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to need them to do well. Sorry. But I still want the Commanders to pull it out. 16-10. But I'll pick the Eagles. Mm-hmm. I pick the Commanders pretty much every single week, so I need to change that up a little bit.
I get it. I really 10-7 gets us in the playoffs.
I want the Commanders to win.
I think that they could win 2 out of the next 3.
Yeah, I could be convinced to go either way on that game. It's a coin flip.
I would just like to see them if they get to 11 wins. That would be for the first time since '91 would be incredible. But I just want them to make the playoffs.
How many rushing touchdowns does Daniels have?
I don't know.
I feel like because I see his stat line there with 17 touchdowns. Seems light. So he definitely has some rushing touchdowns in there. He
does.
Yeah. All right. 1 o'clock on Fox. We got the 7-7 Cardinals traveling to the 3-11 Panthers. Cardinals are 5-point favorites. You know, Panthers, I tried to pick you last week, and you bit me. So, going Cardinals.
Excuse me.
Oh, my.
Cross country again, though. I don't know. I did, they didn't look great against Dallas.
Yeah.
Cardinals are a better team. Let's have fun. Pick the Panthers.
Do it.
Fuck it. Let's have fun with it.
4 or 5 on Fox. We got the 12-2 Vikings traveling to the 8-6 Seahawks. Vikings are 3-point favorites. Now you mentioned Geno might be playing, but my guess is even if he does play, he's going to be hobbled. So I'm going to take the Vikings.
Agreed. Give me Samuel L. Darnold.
Oh, I mean Darnold.
How dare you? How dare you?
4:20. You want to talk about cold? 4:25 on CBS. We have the 3-11 Patriots traveling to the 11-3 Bills. As much as I would love to win this game, Bills are 14-point favorites, by the way. We will not win this game. However, we do play the Bills again in 2 weeks to end the season. So I'll pick us to win that game because the Bills are probably resting their starters. So Bills are going to win.
Yep, Bills are going to win. I think they cover, too.
Oh, my.
Sorry.
Oh, you're just trying to get back at me now because I picked the Eagles? Whatever. 4:25 on CBS.
I mean, I just picked the Cardinals last week. So.
I did too. 3-11 Jaguars.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is the worst game of the year. Traveling to the 2-12 Raiders. The Raiders are 1.5-point favorites. So Raiders right now are the 1 pick, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are the 4 pick. So I hope the Raiders win this game. One thing I do have to say, because I was also watching that game, the Raiders game I mentioned. It's so sad watching them play a home playoff game. Same with the Chargers, because they're just never home. There were so many Falcons fans there.
Yeah.
Because it's just a tourist city.
Yeah, right.
It was so sad.
It's not my fault. I didn't fucking
either.
I didn't fucking move.
I didn't either. I get why they moved. I still don't like it. It's
like the Athletics too. But again, their attendance was pretty bad. And then the last game of the season, they sold the place out.
Yeah, because it was the movie Major League come to life. Yeah. They tried to make them bad so people would stop showing up, and it worked. It was weird. It's like the villain of the movie, but they succeeded.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Jaguars in this game. I think with your third-string quarterback, they lost 10 in a row. Now they can't even score 13. They scored 9 last week.
I'm going to say Jags, too, because they can win. They can score, even though they scored 10 points a few weeks ago. But I gotta say Jags. But it's funny because they're not gonna have fans there either because they're the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm trying to look. Shit, because I'm running out of time here. No, I think I got one. Not this one. Not this game. All right. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. Back to it. I took the Jags. You took the Jags. 4:25 on CBS. 6-8 49ers traveling to the 6-8 Dolphins. The Dolphins are 1-point favorites. This is a weird one.
Listen, I tried riding that Dolphin as far as I could ride it. In a fitting twist of fate. My Joker pick will be the Dolphins here. They're lifeless. Give me the Niners. I know they're going to be in some trouble because they don't have CMC, they don't have Garendo, I don't know if Mason's back. Give me the Niners. I've tried with the Dolphins.
Yep,
I'm over it.
Yep. This is the ultimate revenge, making them your Joker pick.
It is. It's my revenge game.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I like that. I'll take the 49ers as well. The Dolphins don't. It's weird because like they don't beat good teams. The 49ers are under 500, but they're still a good team. They're just also riddled with injuries, like the Lions were, and they're on their fifth running back because CMC was down. Eli Mitchell's hurt. What was the other dude? Mason, Garendo. And now Garendo. So they're on their fifth running back, which is kind of insane. And he'll still score like 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So I'll go 49ers. The next game is going to be Mo's money pick. And I am back on the Baker train.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So the 8-6 Buccaneers are 4-point favorites. The 6-8 Cowboys, who they're traveling to. And I'm going to take the Baconators to cover that spread.
100%. Cowgirls still only won one game at home. They're 1-6. Baker, he's not going to have Godwin, but he has Evans.
Yep, and
that'll be enough.
I went from a 4-game winning streak on the money pick to a 2-game losing streak. But I'm going to get back on the horse, and tickets are really cheap to that game. Wow. So
$20.
There you go.
$20.
And then Monday Night Football, kind of a bummer. Although I'm interested to watch the Packers more. I feel like I've been picking against them, and I need to stop doing that because I burn myself. So 8:15 on ESPN and ABC. 5-9 Saints traveling to the 10-4 Packers. 33 degrees and maybe raining. That's interesting. We got the Packs. I have the Pack winning.
Dude, I don't like that spread though.
Oh, I didn't even see what it was. 14. Yeah, that seems ridiculous.
Well, and then it's a 14-point spread, but then the over/under is 42.5, which is fairly low. I'll take the Packers here. Maybe they cover. Don't really care. But I'm going to take the Packers.
I wonder if it has something to do with the weather. The Jaguars-Raiders over-under is 40.5, which I think is the lowest I've seen all year. So that's fun. Yeah. No one on bye. Yeah.
That was our Week 16 picks. So next week, the next 2 weeks, we're going to be recording on Monday. So we will be back here. We'll have a quick turnaround because it's Thursday. We'll be back on Monday. Because we have Christmas games to pick. It'll be our Christmas episode.
Yep.
I will be wearing probably a Santa hat.
I think I will too.
Cool.
So we'll post that one on Tuesday.
That next week will be up on Christmas Eve day. And then we'll have another one the following Monday. We may have a surprise episode in the middle of our Mondays.
Yes, we might have a special edition episode.
We might. Just to talk about the Christmas games and maybe, get some closure.
Let's just say it's an episode that is about, I guess it's safe to say about 20 years in the making. I think that's safe to say.
It's 19 and I'm rounding.
Yeah.
It's 20.
So if this were like a TV show, it'd say 20 years in the making.
Which it's sad because in my head it hasn't been that long.
No, it's been like 20 days, right? Give or take.
Maybe even months, but like, when you say it out loud, I was just telling the story because I won't get too deep into it.
Please go as deep as you'd like.
I don't want to spoil the episode in case it doesn't happen, but I was telling Mel, we were talking about schedules. I'm like, well, Monday, the next 2 Mondays I'm recording. But I also, that Saturday, I might have to record one.
Yep.
He's like, why? And I go, well, there's a backstory here.
Then sit down.
I go, this is 19 years in the making. Basically 20.
Right.
So if we're rounding, it's 20 years in the making. So we'll be back on Monday right before Christmas. Christmas Eve day, you'll get an episode. You might get an extra one coming out on Sunday, and then we'll record again on Monday. So we're
peppering them in.
We're just throwing them right in.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. Because someone's watching.
There's a lot of people watching.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people watching. They're not. The majority of them are not subscribed. So if you're watching, just hit the button, subscribe to the channel. But our main listeners that do listen, thank you for listening.
Yeah, and we got 14 new subscribers in the past 7 days. So shout out.
It's rolling.
All you people hitting that subscribe button.
It's rolling. Get on the train early and leave a comment because we'll shout you out.
Oh yeah,
we shout out our people on this.
100%. Yeah, keep it rolling. Love it.
I wish I could just do the keep rolling. Which I just saw a movie called Y2K, which was kind of trippy.
Is that the comedy?
It's like a comedy horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like if the fear of Y2K actually happened and then like robots took over and shit. Nice. But Fred Durst is in it for like the back half of it from like Biscuit.
Like he plays himself.
He plays himself.
Nice. As 2000 Fred Durst.
Right.
Interesting.
He still looks pretty good. So, I don't know how I got there, but anyway. Yep. I'll see you guys. Rolling, that's right. Keep rolling. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
You know I don't love it anymore, right? It's like some of the fun was like timing it. And now you just
can bring it back. Bye.
Extra long because you didn't do it last week.